Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's Stafford's Lions going up against Bridgewater's Vikings.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down. 180.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Right. He's tight right. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Set. 180. Light. Hey, 4 down. Hey.
A
Switch.
shotgun snap for Stafford.
Back.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. And a gain there of 11 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them. Show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Tight end right.
Second down, Bridgewater. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Bridgewater. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And McManus able to put it through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Blitz! Blitz! It's run, fellas, it's run!
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Fresh set of downs here.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Set. 180.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, don't worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
Here's Stafford throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Hey. We got 4. Two times. Hey. True right. Saddle it. 21. Check. 59. Tighten up. Stay 50. Stay 50. Stay 57. Ready. Easy. 80.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A first update now out of Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the... He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. After the interception, here's Stafford. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Fourth, let's go. Wide Eddie. Hey. Wide Eddie. Switch. Let's go. Wide Eddie.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They go with Murray again. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Hey, we got 4 down.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Tight end right. Tight end right. Way 90. Ahead. Way 90. Hey. We got three.
Play action now. Bridgewater. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On first down, Murray. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Tight end's right. Watch tight end. Let's go.
Bridgewater. And Diggs has it. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
To throw is Bridgewater. And he fires one incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there.
Let's go.
In any case,
58.
the ball doesn't arrive.
Here's Bridgewater. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Two jet.
A handoff. It's Murray. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Yeah, baby. Boom. Strong right.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Woo! Let's get it.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Blue 58.
The slot man in motion right.
Here we go.
Bridgewater now. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Double tight. Check. Two jet. Way 90.
Now a give. This is Murray. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
second down run for Murray. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down. The Vikings on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Get ready! 180!
Here's Bridgewater. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. They go play action here on first down. Going up top. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion.
Who's on 85? Come on, baby. Let's get this. Set. Blue 60. Single.
To throw again. Stafford. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. As they run left side. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now a play fake it at Stafford. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
Wasn't it fun in pregame standing downstairs and watching Matthew Stafford throw the football? I mean, that bad boy just whistled.
He can just rock it.
It just whistled by us, didn't it? But what is the one knock on him? Accuracy.
Yeah.
And that's what we just saw there, an incompletion on that throw downfield.
Elsewhere, second quarter in D.C. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout.
Tight right. Tag 55! 4 down. 20, 21. Check 9. Omaha. Switch. Deuce. 59.
Third and long. It's Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And now out comes Minnesota. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. But they find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah. Can he put it aside Let's find out.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Let's go. Move.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 53 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And the lead is down to 2. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Come on, let's go. Check 50, check 50. Check 3. 0. Check 26, check 26. 180. Right there, 54, 0. Right there, 54 Mike. All day. Check. Check out, bro.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Here we go. Blue 80. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Trio right. Trio right. Safe. Hey, 22. Slam. 59.
Here's Stafford now, 2nd down. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Check 24. 40 gun. 0. Shift.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. Forced out to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right. Set, blue 60. 3 down, 3 down. Alert! Switch gears, switch gears. Hey, 50. Watch the edge.
On second down, here's Stafford. Flushed out right. Throws right side, and that's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Around the NFL, second quarter down in Tampa. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Set. 180. Zero. Alert.
To throw on second down. Stafford finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And out of bounds right around the 20. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Check. Easy. 10. Crunch. Clock.
From the red zone now, Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first.
Baby! Get him, boy! Get him, boys! Alert! Set! Easy! Mike's 54!
Play action. Stafford rolling to his right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. Around the NFL, we've got a second quarter score. The Jets out to the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. So out now come the Lions. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Second half starts with a run by Murray. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Let's go. A second down throw for Bridgewater. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a third down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Let's go.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Bridgewater now from the 50. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Let's go. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
3 yards to go on 2nd down.
Strong right. Strong right. Get ready. Force.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. 3rd and short yardage, Bridgewater. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Joseph. And he is knocked down from the side at the 29. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down. Back to the ground game. Here's Murray. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 2nd down and 4.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Now the Georgia Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Get ready! Wait, 90!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this one down to the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. Get ready! Wait, 90! 4 down. Wait, 90!
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick. There he goes right side. 30, 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the second half at FedEx Field now. And the Giants are starting to pull away in that one. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Single. Watch 89. Watch 89. Yellow 80. Yellow 80. Danny.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Let's go!
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
4 yards remaining now on 2nd down.
Get ready!
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall right on the 30-yard line. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Bridgewater. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter now from Jacksonville. And what about the Texans, folks, leading that game to this point? We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Double tight, guys, double tight. You go set. 40 got. 40 got. Alert.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Ebron with it over the middle. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball, how much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup.
Double tight, double tight.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Second down following the run.
Double tight, double tight. Set. Blue 60.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Now they try the right side here. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
This time to the tailback. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Stafford. And that is incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, You've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Tight end left.
Here's Murray. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to line up now. They go back to Murray on first down. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 31 yards there and a first down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Left. Let's go.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Now, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. A fresh set of downs, and they're at the 1. First and goal. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run. Murray. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time. Second and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They come out here in the second and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And if the Vikings can take care of business on the extra point, they will have the lead. Now McManus for the extra point. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a handoff looking right. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Now Stafford. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Eric Kendricks in there to sack him for a loss of 6. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Blue 58. Blue 58.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. So 2nd and 10 here. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. Now a handoff here to his running back. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Hey. We got 4.
And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense.
4 down, check. 4 down. Omaha, remember. 21. SOS. Real right. SOS.
Looking to throw on second down. Stafford going to throw right side here, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They are on to the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. And the Texans have scored. That one's been interesting as they retake the lead. A win would be their first of the young season. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On first down, Stafford here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be second down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
3 yards remaining here on second down.
Double tight. We got 4.
Back to throw. Finding room to the 20. Wide open receiver complete. And that is what you call a hit stick. Put down to the ground hard. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Double tight. 4 down. Set. 280. 54. Check 13. Check 13. Easy.
They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Ten yards still left on second down.
21. 3 down.
Back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Tight end right.
And the tight end, Ebron, in motion.
Take four. Shift. Omaha, remove. Motion.
And that'll set him back 5. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Set. We got chips over here. That's overload.
And the tight end, Ebron, in motion.
Hey, get him. Hey, tag 50 left.
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And not great starting field position here for the offense.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right.
A run, it's Murray. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. That'll be their 2nd, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Set. Again, it's Murray. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Tiger! Get ready! 190!
Bridgewater to throw. Ezekiel Ansah in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Lions will take over. They are on to the 4th quarter in Jacksonville. And that one's gone back and forth, and it's the Jags that have scored to take the lead. A win would be their first of the young season.
Man left. Hey. Script's right. 4 down. Back 54. Bang.
He's back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Second down following the incompletion.
Watch
tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here we go.
Now Stafford. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Linval Joseph in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Stafford now to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Linval Joseph in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down.
Set. Real right. Real right.
There you go.
50-50.
Check three.
One last throw here for Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard, you're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball park.